Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we're going to really be playing green black, but we're adding some red cards to make it jund. And the red cards we're adding is Soul of Windgrace, and the reason we're adding Soul of Windgrace is because we want to get the value that it provides along with Blossoming Tortoise and some other things with the Celestis discarding lands and Liliana discarding lands. Just another way to bring them back. Other than that, we will be playing the Descendant Dragon to kind of take our opponent's cards and play them and get value, and then make a 4/4 flyer that can be kind of hard to remove because it does have flying and it can help in those mono red matchups as well, getting a blocker in the air. Outside of that, we're just going to get into the games, and I hope you all enjoy, and if you do, please be sure to subscribe. Alright, we go first here. We have a fine hand. Really fine hand, so we'll keep. Lead off with Triumph here. Aww. And boy. Blackland. Liliana the Veil is probably worst case scenario. So let's get our cottage down. This is mono black. The hard part when you're playing like green black or Golgari is called, or other decks like that, generally speaking, the Liliana is like the hardest part to deal with because you just don't have direct removal, which is why you kind of have to play Shieldred's Edict. We play Glissa here, even though we're moving, and we'll play Trespasser at some point next turn, most likely. Hope to keep up the cut down, maybe hit an underdog or something along those lines. Then play the Trespasser as well. I was going to say get command after that, get the creatures back, but we lose a graveyard Trespasser. It's like, what do we do? Don't think we let it go to nighttime. Play our own Trespasser. Do cut downs in our deck or in our hand, and it couldn't be any worse right now. But we do have Gift Command. It's a flush wood. But technically find an answer. They attack with Trespasser. I'll take it. We can still get the value off our Gix command here on this, like on this play here. Could go for the third it, but I don't want them to play another Trespasser, so I'm going to make them back creature, return up to. We'll get our Trespasser back. We'll make them sack the Flesh Gorger. If they just play like a unprompted Liliana of the Veil, we'll bring up the Restless Cottage, hit it down because it'll plus to 4. Gildred. Good. And it's pretty much to remove that, play Trespasser anyway, so let's make that game plan happen. We'll let them bring it back. Eat it. Second Mirix on a black can play. You really need a whole lot of black symbols unless they're playing Phyrexian Obliterator. Invoke Despair is obviously not legal. Mono black got hit with so many bans, with Invoke Despair being gone, Meathook Massacre being gone, and all that, and we still find like Golgari, which is primarily a black deck, being really good in the meta currently. They basically hit us with the same plan that we did, where they're like, well, they did it, so we can do it, right? Where the Gix command us, do all that fun stuff. So we'll play down Takenuma. We do play the big enchantment, Virtue of Persistence, so we want that to be active. I kind of want to just go ahead and attack them for either last card in hand or eat our graveyard Trespasser so theirs doesn't get any value. Right now they have to pick between the two that they want to play, and maybe if there's not a creature immediately in the yard, they won't care. If they find another land drop and they can play them both, they do. I wouldn't be surprised though if you see them hold it. I see them hold it here. Take a 2/3 or look. Make a 2/3. That actually benefits us. They have exactly go for the throat. Remove that. I feel like if they had go for the throat though, they wouldn't necessarily be making a 2/3 there. Bring up to cottage. Hack this down. X command out of here. Although not really relevant per se. I guess I should stop eating their graveyard because I do play a Shieldred, a 1/of. Well, maybe a little bit of a mistake by me. Alright, so we know Gix command's gone. I don't imagine they play many more copies other than maybe one more. We know they don't have a go for the throat because they definitely would have popped this. This is an artifact for some reason, which I don't think so. It's a green horror creature, so no. Yeah, so let's play Trespasser here. Again, we're going to leave their yard for now. Right. Oh, I guess it's nighttime. I don't have to eat anything. I'm just trying to stay for Shieldred here. Play both our creatures for Strike and Death Touch. And kill the Flesh Gorger, even though I have to double block here. In order to block it, Glissa will still hit it first, killing it, leaving our creatures behind. Best case scenario for them is they did draw removal. I double block. They remove the Glissa. They take out the Trespasser as well. Then play their own Trespasser, which we find ourselves really far behind. Thinking here makes me think they might not have it. Trying to decide, do they play a creature out? What do they do? Tough decision to say the least. X command. Okay, they have another one. Can't imagine it's much more than one or two, so this is probably close to the last one. Going to sacrifice the creature. Obviously, we need Glissa around. Think more. No, it doesn't have that protection. We can make any blocker. Like next turn, we can bring up the cottage. Then we have 2 blockers. Go for the throat. We could just take 9 while we're at it. Which isn't necessarily the worst because we have food tokens and we can just get this out of the way immediately. Not opposed to that option. Then Trespasser enters. It'll be daytime. That creature, I can't remove it. Never mind. I'm just being dumb. If that's the case, 1, 2, 3, 4. I could hold both these up. I think that's the plan. So it's going to be nighttime. Play it. I'm going to lose 2 more life. I would like to bring this up and then double block and then snap it and add my food. There's a Shieldred. That's a go for the third target. I hope they... Okay, so they tell us that we're able to block now without getting completely blown out. Although we're kind of forced to block anyway. Nighttime. They only eat our creature. They leave... It's just a Sorin in there, so it's not another creature. They attack, because why would you not? Never mind. This. Double block here, and again, this first strike will happen first. So that'll get popped and no life will be gained on their end. Now, you can just pop this Shieldred. Not have to worry about anything else. Besides, of course, the Graveyard Trespasser is, albeit a little annoying. Go to combat. We'll attack. First strike. We'll have to draw cards to get ahead of this, I think. Liliana's a really good draw here. Draw card. Liliana's a really good draw here. The reason for it is we can get Shieldred, or not Shieldred, we can get the Trespasser out without having to target it. Plus, like, cut down really can't do anything about it. Let's play land. We're at 9. Honestly, I'm going to hold back in case of a dashed underdog. I keep calling it dash because I played Modern so long and Ragavan has dash. It's Blitz. When you're reading the cards right, you're reading the cards right, I suppose. It just seems like they have something else in the mind. Go for the throat there. Sure. That's fine. We want to get the cut down value. I think the answer is yes. Can't activate Myrics. They have one card in hand. Is it Terrace under? No, it can't be. They're mono black. What would the last card in their hand be? Definitely a little confused. Sacrifice food, gain a little life here. Don't want to do anything to this underdog necessarily right now. And the reason for that being that we don't want them to be able to blitz it and then attack with it again. I know it's technically like mana efficient to do it. We'll see what we draw here. Seiju is fine. Yes. But for us, I think we just keep activating Carnage maybe. Gonna eat their last card first though. I'll let the Seiju go. No, they had to let their card go. A cut down was the option. Down still available for us. Empty Carnage. Same scenario applies before where they can technically bring it. How many cards you got in there? You have 7. One more card. I guess I could have killed the underdog and eaten it here. But I was so focused on just like allowing their graveyard to kind of build up. I guess the only card I'm really worried about is Shieldred maybe. I'll eat Shieldred out until I find a Shieldred of my own. I'm not too worried about it. Or maybe they'll block. Maybe they'll find a dead card. Be a land. Zuma's kind of good for them. Yeah, removal is also good for them. Back. Move. Liliana around. It's definitely going to be annoying for them. Even if they are making Myrics tokens, at some point they might just have to keep activating and attacking my Liliana, which is good. They find a Shieldred the Gathering card, which is fine. We eat our last food. We don't play anything like Besiege. Don't really need to keep that around too long. Terrace Under, excellent card. Here. Take 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're just short of activating cottage and attacking with it. Eat the underdog. So the play before is coming back to bite us a little bit. I could just get rid of the Shieldred in play. Then attack and eat the underdog and put them in top deck mode / Myrics mode. Myrics can't block, and I think this outraces it if they flood. Obviously, not saying that they will flood. It's just possible that they do. We'll minus here, take that out. We'll bring this up. Do what we should have done the previous turn. Get in their graveyard and get this underdog out of commission. We'll hit. Realistically, we would look for a Virtue here. Terrace Under is like a fine card. Making this main phase, which is a little weird timing. Find another land here. Well, know what to do here. Bring up the cottage. Again. We'll attack with it once again. And I think we outrace the Myrics. I also have 3 black sources. Could have technically made another Myrics token. Go in our graveyard. We'll take out the Glissa. We don't want them. We can just steal from there as they have more like agreeable targets, I would say. I want to bring back their Shieldreds or their Phyrexian Flesh Gorger or even their Trespasser is fine. We're playing to our Shieldred. It's a one of. I'm aware. But playing to it and it being one of the better cards right now is true. They can hit us for 1 if they were to start making 2 tokens. There's another Shieldred, so they won't make another Myrics token. It's tapping their Myric's because they won't have enough mana here. I guess they wouldn't have enough mana last turn either. Just being a little silly goose. Hit us for 1. Fine. We'll tear asunder here. Exile, so that Shieldred won't go in the graveyard. Be a Gig's command later. It could be on 3. I don't know what mono black plays in terms of overall count. I don't think they had Shieldred last turn. I think our land attack will still be fine. Find a Mirrex of our own. Actually, a fine draw here. So that means we can also make 1/1s with it. I'll just come up. We attack. What point do we stop worrying about that? How many cards they have in here? They have 7. We still have to remove a card. So I think I'm done playing around their Liliana. I think Mirrex we're definitely trying to close at this point. So let's just start eating worst case scenario creatures, I think. You can argue which one's worse. Mildred or the Flesh Gorger, but if they bring back Flesh Gorger, there's no way I have the mana to pay 7 for it. It'd just be a 3/3, which our land attacks through. And there's that Shieldred, the one we were playing for. We only have 7 cards in our graveyard. Perfectly fine for now. We will draw it in response. Very nice. Even Turtle's good here. But I can't block, so. Okay, they're holding it back. Make our own Mirrex token. Need something other than a land here. We could have land for a couple of turns. I mean, I would consider that not a land card. So, the unprop just play Shieldred. I have 7 cards. Can't really flip this. It has to be 8. That's 8. I thought I might have had it mixed with Vorin clicks there for a minute. It did. Right here. Even if they flip it, I don't know if that's necessarily the best part. That we get to destroy something, but to discard 3 cards and mill 3 cards, it's not really great. Not like the worst, but it's not necessarily great. Don't have 8 cards. I think we can see them highlighting it there. Maybe a little bit of confusion why they can't activate it. This is like one of the weird things. They finally checked our graveyard. So I assume they now realize that Children can't be activated because of it. Alright, slap my mic. Cut down my Mirrex token. That's not necessarily gonna get it done. This does cost 5 mana. Liliana of the Veil. Okay. Make a sack, we make a Mirrex token, which then doesn't put another card in the graveyard. Yep. So we bring up Mirrex. Sacrifice the token.
Off you go.
Pass. Now we get to threaten lethal, which they'll have to block. Get rid of the Apocalypse. They'll still end up taking 4. Go our turn. Find another land. We play this. Activate the Cottage. The reason they have to block Shieldred is because there's no way for them to do any action. Or it draws. You can only activate this sorcery. So they'll lose their Shieldred. Will attack. We'll actually eat a card in our graveyard in case they have another one. Take that home. Definitely a long grindy game. I don't know why my webcam's so low. I just not realized that. There you go. We'll raise you up a little bit. Go first. I definitely enjoy this hand. We get a redraw. We are on the play, so these entering taps not as big of a concern as it could be. We'll keep all of this. Plus, we got a Liliana of the Veil, which is nice in a lot of matchups. So we'll see what we're against here. It's like red. I mean, is red. It has to look like red if it just is red. Play another land tap. A little unfortunate. Now, of course, Virtue would have been really nice to hit the Swiss Spear, but Phoenix Stick comes in. Now, if we get hit with a Monstrous Rage, it's going to feel pretty bad. For our life total, which definitely looks like what it is. Surprise here. Find other land, which is good. Definitely not upset about that. But let's get this out of the way. Now we're left with a 1/1. We're at 15. Gondrik's pretty bad. Maybe we can get a Glissa down and it would survive. Feldon also kind of bad. Maybe a cut down would be good. You want to do it on the Phoenix tick? Okay. Oh, this doesn't dodge cut down. This does. A little weird. Play Celestis and then I could play Red Knight. Then probably just have to block the Feldon. Or I can just play Shieldred and make it hard for them to do anything. Then we can cycle this, draw a card next turn. They could play that. That would also be tough. Okay. I'm settling on Celestis to play Dread Knight. Could play the 4-drop or 4-mana card that deals 5 damage to a creature. So we're trying to play around that. All the red decks will do that. Again, I'm down to block Feldon here. Understand they'll get to look at 3 cards, but they're not guaranteed to hit. If this is 3rd Monstrous Rage, okay, I don't know how we beat this anyway. Still trades it off, so I'm fine with that. That's not necessarily fine with it, but don't really have a choice outside of that. Have that next turn. Even if I played Shieldred there and blocked with Shieldred, I would still lose. I mean, best case scenario is like would have been like Gig's Command maybe. Really just keep finding ourselves in this weird spot where we needed to hit a land, but we're not going to. If I play Shieldred, I'm dead. If I play Glissa, I'm dead. Everything I play here, I'm dead. So yeah, just missing another land drop. We could have played Glissa, played Liliana, made him sack, and then we have a blocker. But 3 Monstrous Rage is kind of hard to beat. Best card in their deck now, so I'll take it. Play Cottage on 1, play Merrick's on 2, hold up 2 removals, or cycle this if they're a slower deck, and then play Haunted Ridge after, get Celestis down maybe. All depends. They're deciding. Their 7. They opt to keep their 7. We'll keep ours. Already plan to keep it. Mistress Sleeps. I haven't seen these ones in a while. Okay. Alright, they make the first move. We'll do the same gameplay that we will. Or plan to do. Tap line, play Merrick's, put up removal. Apparently. Gonna play slow every play. Is fortunately what arenas come to a couple of times where people are allowed to play slow. We are turn 2. Wouldn't be as bad if it, you know, they didn't do it every turn so far. But obviously intentional. We'll just pass. We have removal to do everything in response. Won't really have a flash color in green. Flash creature in green, they could. Yes. That I'm not thinking of. Maybe some off-meta creature. Who knows? See? Land drop comes down. Loaded Contaminator. It's all fine. We'll make them sack this creature. That's going to be the hardest one to get value out of. Just off the fact that they seem to just be creature tribal deck. That happens. Now we'll play Haunted Ridge. Honestly, I'm just going to play the Glissa. Having that first strike is going to be pretty hard for them to beat. Could give it Indestructible or make it fight it. Fights it. Dies. Synchronous. Sure. Mono green. Mono green it is. You can watch them concede, I guess. I guess Glissa is just a hard counter spell. Okay, we'll talk about the deck a little bit. The only real concern is I was playing Jund. I thought about playing the Brotherhood in. in the deck. I probably should have against certain matchups, but again, life against like mono red and stuff is hard to come by. Just wiping their board is not generally enough. The only problem is we never really had the presence to really get to benefit from playing these two cards, at least our junk cards, and black is probably in terms the best removal. So other red cards to kind of splash gets a little bit like confusing. You can argue that maybe we're supposed to play more of a top end and a card like a Tolly or something like that. We're gonna play red. I'm not really sure. Any suggestions? I'll obviously take it, but other than that, I don't really have a whole lot to say. This is mainly just like green black when we flash some red cards. But I'm still kind of recovering from the weekend. The day after, a little more low on like the energy and stuff like that. So I hope you all enjoyed anyway. I'll catch you all later in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.